because when I put all of them on this wall, I painted them yellow. That one was on this wall because it was from a totally different idea. And I considered painting it yellow, and then I just decided not to.
How come some of them are on canvas? Oh, sorry,
No, I mean, it was just like basing off of where, what, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Nikki said, that one's like half done.
Well, because I'm still a painter. So some of them are fully painted, and then some of them, you know, you can still see the brush strokes and how like the oil paint kind of mixed in with it, and some are half painted just because I'm still a painter. So just still adding some elements of
I mean,
that.
like, even though it's like flat color, because I can like see the edges, it feels painterly.
Yeah.
It feels what?
Like painterly, because I can like see the strokes. So yeah, I mean, that was interesting.
Can I ask what Not a Thirst Trap Just Brown means?
It's not a thirst trap, just brown. It's essentially just kind of like sometimes when you are brown, you're over sexualized, male or female, and that happens very often. You see it you see it all the time. You see it in the media. I've literally heard come out of white women's mouths like, oh, I want one of those. Like, what do you mean one of those? Like a black man to like reproduce with, like pretty much like that's it. So it's like thinking about, I'm not trying to like acquire any extra attention. I just happen to be brown, and then like being over sexualized because of like skin color or like different ethnic backgrounds or from different demographics and et cetera, et cetera.
How about, I don't want you to answer this, Suni, but how about emotion in front of these? Like, do you feel emotion either of the maker or, I guess of the maker or in yourself?
Yeah, I think I feel emotion.
Where's this? Who's, can't, yeah, you're black, thinking you to like, oh. Becky?
No, I think I feel emotion. I don't know if I have the words to elaborate on that, but I do feel emotion.
What emotion? Or which? From the artist or in yourself? Or both?
I guess a bit of both.
There's a piercing intensity, I think, that comes from the yellow especially, and the verticality of it, how big it is. There's just a right intensity that I feel emanating off of it.
I read these as statements because I read these as statements. One, it's assisted by punctuation, but there's also like, even though there's like some slang in it, I can see these being said in conversation as like just activate yourself. You're on camera. Like, I don't necessarily get a emotion of like happy or sad, but just like statements, one-liners that stay with you. Things that can also be said on a day-to-day basis. I do notice that I become more aware of my surroundings when I decide to read the longer ones, the 2 canvas ones on the bottom. Like, I read the ones on the paper, I read them, go to the next one, read them, go to the next one. But I try to become more in tune with myself and my surroundings when I do read the 2 bottom canvas ones.
I feel emotions. I feel emotions in myself. Like, there's both, you know, I feel like it's emotional for the writer. I don't feel like you're being ironic, you know, or aloof. I feel, you know, I feel a lot of different things actually, from a lot of different of the drawings. I mean, if I consider them separate, I mean, I do consider it all one, but, you know, like the different voices, like, it's funny, one of the angriest ones to me is, I will not humble myself to relate. But not in an angry, or actually the really long ones where I'm trying to follow you, you know, and it's interesting. And also another emotion that I feel is inside and outside. You know, like when the one that that says, "Don't ask for handouts, steal from white people." You know, I definitely feel like white people. I don't feel like you're talking to me, like, because if it just said, I mean, if it was in a different context and it said, "Don't ask for handouts," I would think it was me, but not when it follows with "steal from white people." You know what I mean? Because a white person wouldn't say, or somebody wouldn't say, like, to act in violence towards someone outside of the group, like, you know what I mean? You could substitute something else there.
They wouldn't say it, which is so funny, but they would still do it because
Right.
it has
Right.
happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's different because I'm being audacious enough to say it versus other people, they may not say it, but they've been doing it for centuries.
Well, also, but people just steal from people.
Right.
What I'm saying is, in terms of your intent, I'm talking about your intention. So we're critiquing here how to understand what the intent, what you are putting into the work, and as a receiver, what I am getting from the work. So I'm not talking about, it's not a critique of what you're saying. I'm trying to understand how I feel in front of your work. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with the sentiment at all.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, a lot of it, I mean, I think that you know, you are working with loaded words,
Yeah.
and that's sort of, and then, you know, then these different voices, I mean, not even voices, it's voices, but it's also like styles of, different styles of words. And, I mean, to me, it's also interesting that you put the long paragraphs on canvas. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, right. No, I've been thinking about that since summertime. I've been thinking about all the things I want to write and how, like, okay, I could write an essay and publish it, right? Or I could just put these statements, you know, you just read it and you move on. But, you know, like, what if I published something on Canvas that was more long form? So now I have to stand there and read it.
Well, also in relation to the ones on paper.
Right.
So like you didn't put, I mean, actually you could probably put open-minded racist on the canvas, that might have been funny too. But,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't have to be long, but definitely in your choice of what goes on the canvas, I don't really get cries in young visionary at all, because it's really different. Those two right next to each other, when a nigger tap dances and the image with it, and then the other one, those two, even though one's on paper, one's on canvas, those seem related because of the imagery of the line and the imagery of the thing and the imagery of the V that you see through. You know, it's more art, visual art kind of language. So I think, I mean, one of the things I'm saying is, in terms of rage, I think it's interesting to use the different voices of rage. So
Yep.
I see different voices of rage, and I like, here, I shouldn't tip my hand, I like it, but I do like that you're using different voices of rage, and I think that to accentuate those different voices, using a different media or different supports isn't, like, not just that you're painterly, but how do you use those language of painting?
Right.
Let's just say, as much as you're using the different languages of verbal voices, or not even verbal, but written, you know. You have a lot to work with. Thank you, Sunny.